Hello everyone, I'm gonna start soon to do some maintenance on my M62TU engine. I need to do some um, repair on the cooling system. I have a constant leak, which is probably from the valley pan. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna investigate. That's my plan anyway. There's no visible leaks from anywhere that I can see from the front um, of the engine. So I get a leak towards the back, towards the transmission at the back. So I'm thinking this was probably never done before. So probably as a common fault, that's probably what's wrong with it. Um, Gonna have to do something that I've never done before. Well, for a start, I've never done any maintenance on this engine before, apart from obviously filters, oil, that sort of stuff, consumables. So it's gonna be interesting to tackle this job. I have a full set of belts, tensioners, pulleys, all that stuff. Um, Water pump, new water pump, thermostat. I'm going to be putting obviously new coolant. I'm going to do some maintenance on the power steering system. I have a very strange problem with the power steering system. So it's very strange because it doesn't make any funny noise. I'm not sure. I don't think it's the wrong fluid or anything, because I did put genuine ZF ATF oil in it. So I don't think it's the oil, but it might be the pump, or something else. So I'm gonna have to see how this goes. But it might be. I'm just thinking it might be the pump. But just to explain quickly what the problem is. Um, at low res, there's absolutely no issues with the steering. As soon as the revs go above 2000 RPM, then the steering wheel becomes quite stiff. So it's not just whilst driving the car, but in when the car is stationary. So as soon as I rev the engine, the steering wheel gets stiff above 2,500 RPM. So yeah, it's an odd one, but I'm gonna have to find out what's causing this. What else? Yeah, as I mentioned, the valley pan gasket. I'm gonna change all the intake manifold seals. I'm gonna do a PCV or a CCV, as some people call it, the valve at the back of the intake. So that's gonna be a brand new as well. The valve cover gaskets, they're gonna be new. Potentially new spark plugs. I'm just not sure exactly what type they are, because the car has a LPG gas system, so it uses a better quality iridium spark plugs that obviously withstand much higher temperatures because of the LPG. LPG, I'm sure everyone's aware, burns at a higher temperature, burns very clean. Apparently, keeps the internal parts of the engine very clean. But unfortunately, it burns at slightly higher temperatures, so it requires specific um, spark plugs. As I said, iridium spark plugs. So I'm gonna have to open them, take them out, see exactly what type they are, and order the same, because I don't want to order what's OEM, what's original for this engine. Obviously, it wasn't designed to run on gas. So yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna have to do. Um, so yeah, gaskets. I'm gonna probably end up refurbishing both valve covers. I don't think I'm gonna sandblast them because it's magnesium, so I don't want to damage it in any way. I know people have suggested walnut shell blasting, so pretty much the same thing, same setup. You could do it in a sandblasting cabinet or outside, if you didn't mind losing obviously the blasting media, the walnut shells. So yeah, I have built my own sandblasting cabinet or shot blasting cabinet, whatever way you want to call it. So I will probably try on some small area, something that is not visible at the front here. So probably gonna do that as a test and see how I get on. So hopefully, if it doesn't damage the metal, which is, as I mentioned, magnesium. I'm going to probably shot blast it and then paint it. There's a few other bits and pieces that need sorted. I am getting an engine light, and it's to do with one of the O2 sensors. I'm not really sure what the problem is. It might be to do with obviously my LPG system. Obviously, you pay your price for having a car that runs pretty much at half price of what you would pay for petrol or gas if you're from the States. Um, so yeah, I have been told that because of the higher temperature, it does seem to burn the O2 sensor. So that's one thing I'm gonna have to see when I replace it. I'm gonna see how long an O2 sensor will last. It could be just an old one that needs changed. The car has 153,000 miles. Probably I'm gonna replace the O2 sensor. There might be some other bits and pieces, but I think that's it for now. I may have to do some coding with NCS Expert. So yeah, that would be interesting to show and also learn, as I'm not an expert, but I'm keen to learn. So yeah, there's plenty to come. So yeah, enjoy the content and thanks for viewing.